What's going on now?
Nagoya was such a bustling city!
Oh.
Even though it's so close! How the hell is this place the exact opposite?
Kansai, look!
Shirakawa Hiromi! Who the hell is that?
How do you get Hiromi out of that?
Oh, well, that's what my mom called it back in the day.
This is Shirakawa-go, a village in the northwest of Gifu. It's a tourist spot known for its scenic beauty and for its village of gasho-style houses.
Oh, wow! I see! It's so heartwarming.
It's really pretty. I like these backgrounds.
This is no time to get caught up in beautiful scenery.
Like the pretty watercolor backgrounds though kind of clash with like the characters standing in front of it.
Seriously, I thought we were heading to Nagoya on that train.
Yeah, what was up with that, Pochi?
Pochi, what's going on?
Well, I don't know either.
What?
I mean, I was sure the train rails led to Nagoya, but before I knew it...
Before you knew it? Come on now!
It's not my fault. I couldn't use the compass and it was night, so there was no sun.
That's why you couldn't tell the direction.
Yeah.
Pochi, we could have just waited for day.
Hang on a minute. This is northwestern Gifu Prefecture, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right! You're totally right! Didn't I tell you before? Hyperamygdaclear grows in the western part of Tokyo and one more place. Northwest Gifu!
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Then that means...
We might find some Hyperamygdaclear here!
I thought that was our primary objective, but okay. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Pochi. That's why you brought us here.
That wasn't my plan.
It's okay, Pochi.
Hey, Pochi! Is Vanilla saying something?
Yeah. She seems super touched, so she's crying.
I guess Vanilla feels the same as me.
It's okay, Aniki. Just a little bit longer and you'll see your sister.
Let's split up and look for the hyperamygdaclear.
Oh, but before that, I'm going to tell you once more. When the wind blows, Hyperamygdaclear makes a distinct sound. Ba-da-da-da-dee-da-dee-da-da.
The angel's voice, right?
Yes. So if you hear it, it means the Hyperamygdaclear is nearby.
Got it! Alright then, let's start looking!
Got it! Aniki, you okay?
Huh? About what?
About Vanilla, of course.
Well, I just want you to know I've noticed. You've been limping on your left leg since we got off the train.
Oh, that's not good.
Your injury from yesterday is still hurting, huh? But isn't this your textbook?
Yeah, but I don't need it. It's not like I ever use it anyway.
But,
Just take it.
oh,
Man, that was really nasty what they did. Coming into the classroom to steal your textbook? They sure got lots of free time.
I know if I say this right out of the blue, you won't believe me, but I can see things normal people can't see.
Ghosts, right?
Oh, oh, so you knew.
Yeah, the whole school's talking about it.
But some people don't believe me. They call me a liar and a fake. It hurts. I don't know how many times I've had to rebuy my gym clothes and school shoes.
That's not cool.
It was to the point I was just going to go into class barefoot.
I think it's friggin' awesome.
What?
You can see things others can't. That's pretty cool.
So,
course. You're a member of the Go-Getters Club, and besides, you don't look like someone who'd lie. Anyway, I don't think they'll do anything to you anymore.
Aniki, what did you do?
Why not?
Don't worry about it.
And then someone told me a little while later. They said you went and beat up all the guys that were bullying me.
Aniki.
That's why you're my hero, Aniki. How can I just ignore your pain?
Fine. But even so, I can't just sit around. I'm going with you to look for the hyperamygdaclear. You okay with that? There. Right there!
Yes! We finally found it!
How are we gonna get that?
That's definitely hyperamygdaclear!
Alright, let's climb.
Wait! The foundation here seems fragile. The rocks up above might...
Quiet! The hyperamygdaclear is right there.
Aniki, don't be stupid.
I'm one step away from seeing vanilla.
But...
It's okay. You guys wait there. I'll go get it myself.
Aniki, look out!
Hi? Hi?
Unless we do something, Aniki's going to...
Barrier!
Aniki's going to... I know! I'll use my power!
Yeah, your barrier, please! Although, Reycho's in danger now. Ha. That might not be the best thing to do, but okay. Whatever. Aniki and the mushroom save.
You big dummy! Why'd you do something so reckless? I get you want to see vanilla. But what's the point if you kill yourself trying?
Sorry. And thanks.
Huh?
You saved me earlier, right?
You don't have to thank me. I did it. For myself.
For yourself?
Yeah. I didn't want to lose you. The way I feel about you, I think that
The angel's voice.
Pie, just tell him you like him.
It sounds so beautiful.
I really hate you, Aniki!
Pie. Whatever. The two of you can be awkward with each other. Sure. Reycho gives up. Sorry, Nero. And Aniki. And Chinu. Tetsu's eaten the mushrooms once, but eh. A rainbow puke again.
What's with that murderously disgusting food? It's a hyperamygdaclear minestrone. I couldn't care less what it's called.
Yuki made it.
Again.
She said, I'm a great cook. And just took off with the hyperamygdaclear.
Why did she even cook it? Couldn't we just have eaten it raw?
No, it doesn't work that way.
The hyperamygdaclear is just like the amygdaclear. You need to cook it or it won't have any effect.
And where's Yuki?
I think she went to get seconds. Ugh. Nauseating.
So,
You guys, are you seriously okay?
Yuki ate it herself, right?
I'm sure they won't die.
Don't worry. Make them drink this. Ta-da! This is the one and only super life drink, Lifeguard!
Pochi, not you two.
It's a carbonated energy drink made with 7 vitamins, 7 amino acids, honey, and royal jelly.
If you call it fizzalicious, Pochi, I swear.
Scrumptious bionic drink to refresh your mind and body.
I don't really get it, but
We just have to drink that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll help with your suffering. Trust me.
Considering this happened the last time. In the other timeline.
So, how do you guys feel?
Vanilla?
what? No way!
I can see. I can see you!
So Pi and the others were right!
Where'd Aniki go?
Vanilla? Vanilla? I missed you so much! Vanilla!
You guys can really see me, huh?
Yes, I see you!
Can you hear my voice too?
Of course we can hear you!
Oh my god! I'm so happy! All this time, I felt like you were ignoring me. It was like you turned your backs on me.
Of course we didn't! Vanilla, you're always gonna be a member of the Go-Getters Club!
So Vanilla, tell us all about how it's been.
Vanilla, you were all alone this whole time. I'm so sorry. Seriously, I'm sorry too.
No, it's not your fault. In fact, it's me that should apologize.
What are you talking about?
Vanilla, there's absolutely nothing for you to apologize for.
Welcome back, Vanilla.
I'm back. You guys.
Hey, by the way, where'd Aniki go?
Oh, yeah.
I like the Go-Getters Club anthem. So nice.
There you are. This is so like you, big bro.
What?
You didn't want anyone to see you cry, right?
No, you jerk. I wasn't crying.
Liar. Look how red your eyes are.
It's from the sun.
I don't think so.
Vanilla, I need to say something to you. About that barbecue.
Stop. Don't say anything.
But
It's not your fault. It's all my fault.
you're wrong.
It is! Because I jumped into the road like that. So please, don't blame yourself anymore. I don't want to see you in pain.
Vanilla.
Aw, it's so sweet. Aniki, you doing better? Ow.
Oh, my leg? It still hurts, but it's not a big deal.
Aniki, take better care of yourself. You just finally got Vanilla back, and you don't want to lose her again, do you? Or you don't want her to lose you? Please?
It's not broken. I'm sure if I leave it be, it'll heal naturally. Jennu said so.
Okay, so long as you had Jennu to check
Hey, I did say it's not broken, but I also said it'll only be fine if you don't push it.
out. Thank you, Jennu.
If you put too much weight on it again, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay. I'll stay put for a while.
You'd better.
Yeah, don't make Vanilla sad again. Kansai, what's up? See something?
Hey, Reycho. Will you hear me out?
Sure.
I kinda got a problem. Like I told you before, Yuki and I are fated to be together.
Try not to laugh, but go on.
And that's great. But I'm worried about something. You get it, right? It's her cooking.
Oh.
I want to be the person that supports Aniki when he's in need. That's my dream.
Go for it, Pie. Considering you look after him the most out of everyone. Besides Vanilla, but Vanilla's dead, so can she really count? Yeah, it's the Panopticon.
What is that thing? It looks like an X. Then that must be the thing Neon was talking about.
Yeah. Supposedly, it's called a panopticon.
Do you guys see it too?
Yes, clearly.
I think it's because you've eaten the hyper-amygdaclear.
That thing gives me the creeps.
I totally second that.
Supposedly, the AI might created it, according to Neon.
So it's used to monitor people all over the world.
I wonder if that thing is also in Tokyo.
I assume so.
I wonder if everyone in Tokyo is safe.
Oh, come on, guys. What's the matter? I'm sure it's okay. Everyone in Tokyo will be fine.
According to the other timeline, no, not really.
So come on, cheer up. I don't want to see you guys like this. Because today is a special day. I can talk to you all now. I think it's the happiest day of my... life?
We'll eventually end up in Tokyo, I assume. But, wow, we just...
Hey, that mountain over there? It's Mount Fuji, right?
should... possibly? I mean, we just shot past the day we got shot down in Tokyo. So this should be after the eruption?
Yeah, it is.
But we're on the ground.
Then, why is Mount Fuji... Mount Fuji... erupting?
Okay, so it's about the... It's about the time it's erupting. Yeah, it's not gonna simmer down that quickly.
Is that really Mount Fuji, though?
I'm sure of it. This is Lake Suwa, which is in the center of Nagano Prefecture. Even though there are high mountains all around, you can see Mount Fuji clearly from here.
Maybe it's because of the earthquake swarm.
Maybe something inside of the Earth is changing.
I just really hope we can get to Tokyo safely.
Don't worry about it. I promise, we'll make it. Look how many obstacles we've overcome so far by working together.
Working together, huh? You haven't hardly done a thing, Pochi!
He drove the locomotive.
Reycho was the one that saved us at the undersea theme park. Mochan was the one that beat the dogs in Kagoshima, right?
And it was Reycho who saved Pochi and Yuki in the mountains in Yamaguchi, too.
I helped too! And on the cargo ship, Miss Pai and Mr. Reycho saved us when we were captured by Pielope.
In Kyoto, Jennu and Reycho really showed what they were made of. Thanks to them, we got the antibiotics that saved Chuko's life.
On the train, it was Tatsune and Reycho that did the real fighting. Aniki, too.
At Shirakawago, we found the hyper amygdaclear thanks to Aniki and Reycho.
Huh? So you mean every time we got in trouble, it was always Reycho that pulled our bacon out of the frying pan?
Why are you so surprised?
You just figured that out?
That's why Reycho is so amazing.
Yeah, thank goodness for Reycho.
But Pochi helped in the background, I'm sure.
Yep, I gotta admit, Reycho is the man.
Pochi, don't hate me.
If you compare them, Pochi is, well, ouch.
Pochi kept us together.
Yeah.
True. What are you saying? Pochi helped too.
Yeah, defend him, Nero.
It was Pochi that drove the diesel locomotive.
Yeah, but that's why we ended up going way off course.
But it worked out in the end.
Yeah, thanks to him, I can talk with everybody now.
Anyway, enough about Pochi. Even if he is good for nothing, he's still one of us.
Don't say it like that, Aniki.
Good for nothing.
That was pretty cold.
Hey, I said even if, didn't I? Anyway, for all we know, Pochi's got some hidden power still waiting to come out.
Like what?
Maybe he can eat ice cream without getting brain freeze?
Mochan, please.
Or maybe his nails grow super fast.
Tatsune, please.
Some power that is.
It's okay, Pochi, I believe in you.
Sorry, Pochi. We're just joking.
Yeah, we're happy to just have you. Yeah, just you being here makes us feel comfortable.
Like an emotional support animal?
No, I think he's more like a mascot.
Good point. Pochi is like the Go-Getters Club's mascot. Yep, that's all your life is worth.
That's messed up, Kansai.
Anyhow, let's get a move on. 200 kilometers more to Tokyo. Final push. Go-Getters Club!
Hey, oh. You guys are messed up. Pochi kept us together.
Did you hear that? The mascot for the Go-Getters Club. That's all my life is worth. Kinda funny, I guess.
Pochi?
I'm so envious of you, Reycho. Loved by all. Everybody's hero. But me, on the other hand... Can I ask you something? In the world you live in, do people like me exist? What's that sound?
What are you asking, Pochi?
We did it!
You guys did nothing. Of course there is. Didn't expect that to be that quick. Oh well.
I think we're good to go now.
Everybody! Reycho took care of them for us!
Don't look now, but...
Where's Pielope? She's about due to appear, right? Oh, never mind. Reycho, what are you supposed to do against... Okay. How is this kid not dead? Or he could be now. Not sure. No, nope, okay. Reycho?
Is everyone okay?
Reycho?
Yeah, somehow.
But what about Reycho? Look over there! Reycho!
Hey! What the hell?
What? It can't be.
Reycho! He's...
Wait, what?
A robot? He's a robot?
No, I don't believe it. It can't be.
But how? It's impossible. Reycho, a robot?
Hey, Miss Nero! What are you doing?
I'm seeing how he's constructed.
What do you want to know that for?
Oh, be quiet! Ah, I see now.
What is it?
This robot doesn't seem to have an autonomous control program. There's no high-functioning AI built into him like you might expect.
So basically, he wasn't moving on his own?
Yes. Instead, he's got a built-in transceiver. In other words, that means he was being controlled by someone.
Huh? So, you're saying that Reycho was like some kind of puppet?
Yes.
Then who's pulling the strings?
Pochi?
Isn't it obvious? It's Mike! I bet you anything that Mike was controlling him!
No. I don't think that's right. Pochi, can I borrow that game for a minute?
Huh? Why?
Just give it to me. You guys ready? Watch this.
Pochi?
What the hell?
Don't you get it? The one that was controlling Reycho. It was Pochi. All this time, he was using this game console to control Reycho.
Pochi!
Wait, hold on a second. Pochi wasn't with Reycho 24/7 though. Like when we got on the train from Nara. Pochi was in the driver's seat.
It was set up so that the footage Reycho recorded would be displayed up on this game screen. Same goes for the sound.
What about the times when they were super far apart from each other?
I'm sure it was done using satellite transmission then. Reycho's body also had that function built in.
Pochi, is this true?
Yeah. Everything Nyoro said is true. I was controlling Reycho all this time.
Why? For what reason?
Answer them, Pochi!
Oh, I get it. I told you before, didn't I? While you guys were in your pods, I did all sorts of investigating. That's when I learned someone in the Go-Getters Club was feeding info to Mike.
So you mean...
You're saying it was Pochi?
You saying Pochi is working for Mike?
No way! Come on, Mr. Pochi. Is it true?
If he won't talk, I guess it's true, huh?
You're horrible, Pochi.
You lowlife.
No, I still believe in Pochi.
You've been lying to us this whole time.
If you guys look at it from this perspective, Pochi's been protecting you guys because Reycho's been protecting you guys.
Even I won't cover for you this time.
Yeah, you're a real piece of crap, Pochi.
You wanna talk, Aniki?
Pochi, I don't want to say this, but from here on out, you're dead to me. I trusted you. Please, just get out of my sight. Otherwise, I don't know what I might do. Didn't you hear me? I said get out of my sight!
Guys, I'm sorry.
Reycho.
You guys drove Pochi away.
Mochan, why are you crying?
Because Reycho is... We lost him forever.
No. We didn't lose Reycho.
But...
No, I understand how you feel, Mochan. Maybe Reycho was nothing more than a robot. But in our hearts and minds, he really exists. So do all the memories of the days we spent together.
Yeah, it's true.
No doubt about it. Reycho was a member of the Go-Getters Club. He's always gonna live on inside us. We can't just let him lie there.
Let's pick Reycho up. We'll lay him somewhere he can rest in peace.
But what about Pochi? Oh, we're so close to Tokyo. No, we're in Tokyo. What about Pochi? Reycho's just an extension of Pochi. The air here doesn't seem great.
Finally! Finally, the moment I've been waiting for so long!
You guys need, like, masks, like particle masks or something.
Look! Just look at that glorious group of high-rise buildings in Shinjuku!
Well,
Actually...
We can't see anything.
Huh?
Yeah, you guys need goggles too.
What the hell? Why can't I see anything?
It's because Mount Fuji erupted.
Oh, ash. Yeah, you guys need particle masks.
The atmosphere is permeated with volcanic ash. Ah, we finally get to Tokyo, and we can't even really enjoy it.
So far, we haven't seen anyone. Anyway, let's head for downtown.
No, you guys need to get indoors. You guys are gonna kill your lungs.
Wait a minute. Is it really okay if we just go ahead like this?
what do you mean?
Well, we're missing a person.
Yep, Pochi.
Are you talking about Mr. Pochi?
Why did you guys run him out?
Well, I guess I kinda started to think about it some more. I think it was wrong to kick Pochi out like that. I mean, think about it. Who was the most reliable person on our whole trip here?
Like, duh, it was Reycho!
And who was controlling Reycho?
Pochi.
Yep, exactly. The one who saved us time after time after time was Pochi. So all the gratitude and respect we had for Reycho actually belongs to Pochi.
But Vanilla, you were the one that said Pochi was Mike's flunky.
I didn't say that. I just said Pochi was feeding information to Mike.
It's the same thing.
No, it isn't the same. It may be true that Pochi was helping Mike before all this. But remember what Pielope was saying back at the train?
N3. I'm going to punish the traitor.
What if it was Pochi?
Someone who is a traitor to Pielope.
Is an ally to us, right? Oh.
You idiots! I'm so upset at you all. Why did you drive Pochi away?
Hey, let's talk about this later. Look, it's clearing up.
You guys should still really be indoors.
Wait, what is this?
Tokyo is? Our city is...
It's gone!
Oh,
Nyoro, you're being targeted. Move!
Pochi!
Nyoro, are you okay?
I'm fine, but
Hey, look over there!
No? Pochi? So who's the main character? Is Pochi the main character this entire time? I mean, Reycho's dead, so... Huh. Vanilla's a main character, right? July 13th.
This is our room. The Go-Getters Club classroom. It's covered in ash, but the school itself is still okay. But it doesn't look like I can get out. The windows and doors are covered with metal plates. I can't force my way out. But why did Mike send me here? I wonder if everyone else is okay. I sure hope so. What is this? A hallucination?
Hey, Pochi, check this out! I made Kansai a wristband and he said, whoa, cool, put it on! Huh? No, it's not like that! It's not like I have a crush on him or anything! Huh? Charming? Oh, come on now, Pochi, give me a break! But, well, I feel a little more confident now. Thanks, Pochi.
hey, Pochi, I want you to taste test this. Right, it's paella. I've been doing lots of research. Oh, it's really that good? I'm so pumped to hear that. You just made all my hard work worthwhile. Oh, come on, quit it! I'm like a professional chef? You're making me blush! Oh, I'll make it again soon. But next time, I want you to really fill your stomach, Pochi!
Hey, Pochi? I have a favor to ask. There's somewhere I want to go. I've always dreamed of going to the arcade just once.
Datsun!
Shh, you're too loud. Remember how the teacher said kids aren't allowed to go alone? Oh, really? You'll go with me? I'm so excited.
Those are my memories from this classroom. My memories with everyone. Why am I seeing all this?
Oh, okay. So that's how the coding for the program works, huh? You're a real genius, Pochi! Writing source code seems to come so easy to you. You're blushing. You're the cutest thing, Pochi. Teach me some more programming again next time, okay? You're always such a big help.
Hey, Pochi, what are we gonna do about that summer vacation thing? You and me are in charge of the event. Huh? Get together at someone's house and play games? That doesn't sound very summery to me. Well, I guess we could throw in a barbecue too. Maybe check out some river out in the mountains. Go scout the place? Just you and me? Well, sure, that's okay with me.
Pochi! That makes me so happy! You're the second person, besides Aniki. What? No way! You can see too, Pochi? So you're the same as me! I feel like now I've got someone who really understands me! I'm so happy!
Maybe my memory circuits are all messed up. After all, those robots gave me a pretty good beating.
Damn it! 9th inning, 2 outs, bases loaded. Why couldn't I hit it? Huh? You'd go to batting practice with me, Pochi? Nah, don't worry about it. I can just ask Reycho. Okay, I got it. If you really mean it, then great. How about we start tomorrow then? We'll meet at 6:30 at the empty lot on 3rd Street.
Oh, it's you, Pochi. I guess you saw me at my lowest, huh? I know it's been a while since my sister died, but I'm still such a wreck. You want to cheer me up? You're like the nicest guy ever. Could you just stay with me a little longer? When I'm alone, I just feel like the world is crushing me. Thanks, Pochi.
Come on, Pochi, cheer up. You're bummed because of the other ones making fun of you? Don't worry, I know the truth. No one thinks about the happiness of the Go-Getters Club more than you. Wow, that's rare. A smile from Pochi. You've got a great smile, Pochi. You should try doing it more.
Those were such good times. I wish I could see everyone again. If I could see them all, but...
I'll never forgive you! You were deceiving us the whole time! Liar! I'll never ever trust you again!
Pochi? It was you who killed Reycho. Reycho may have been a robot, but you're still a murderer!
Pochi, no. You can't think that. They don't blame you for Rachel's death.
Why didn't you tell us the truth? That's so messed up, Pochi.
Stay the hell out of my sight. You're pond scum, Pochi.
Tell me you're lying, Pochi! I can't believe you were working for Mike!
You're nothing but a dirty traitor, Pochi. Don't ever let me see your face again!
I've had it with you, Pochi. I'm sad to say, you're no longer any friend of mine.
I feel nothing but contempt for you now. I trusted you.
I know. I can never be with those guys again.
Pochi, but is that really what you really want? Can we fix Reycho? Somehow? Huh?
Yuki. Oh, that's right. You weren't originally in the Go-Getters Club. That's why I didn't have any memories of you in the classroom. Oh, But seriously, who are you? You flew down from the sky in the mountains in Yamaguchi.
Everything will be all right, Mr. Hochi.
Huh?
I'll figure something out.
Like what? What could you possibly do? What was that just now?
Is she also an X-type? But how is Pochi an X-type and a robot? Okay, ominous music. Are we getting dismantled? Oh no.
PCH-01, let's hear what you have to say. If you were to repent of your actions and pledge once again to obey the Great Mike, then the Great Mike has said it will grant you forgiveness. But if you were to disobey...
You are wasting your breath. I have no regrets. Actually, there is one thing. I regret not being able to defeat Mike together with my friends. That's it.
Is that so? Then you will be dealt with. You do not have much time left. Farewell.
Thanks so much for everything, you guys. I had such a great time. The days we spent here at school, our trip from Kagoshima to Tokyo. Honestly, I wish we could have spent more time together. I wish this trip could have lasted forever. But I guess this is goodbye. I'll never forget you. Even if this world ends, I'll remember you guys forever and ever.
Mochan!
Mochan! You guys, what are...
Isn't it obvious? We've come to save you, Pochi!
Come to save me? But how?
There was a big dump truck parked where you got kidnapped, Mr. Pochi.
So Yuki drove, and we all got in the truck bed.
And then we headed all the way back to Lake Suwa in Nagano.
Lake Suwa?
That's like where the UFO crash landed, right?
We figured if we searched the UFO computer, we'd be able to find where you were, Pochi.
If the computer was busted, we'd be out of luck. But thankfully, it was totally okay.
Danoa and I analyzed the data, and that's how we were able to pin down your location.
Even luckier for us, the UFO was actually in fairly good shape.
You guys hijacked a UFO.
Euro pulled an all-nighter doing repairs to make sure it could fly again.
Oh, so I'm guessing you guys...
Yeah! We flew here in the UFO!
But how did you fly it?
Yuki was our pilot.
Yuki?
Look, they say you can still ride a bike even if you lose your memory, right? By the same logic, turns out Yuki's a real whiz when it comes to dump trucks and UFOs.
It's amazing, don't you think?
Who the heck are you?
I think it's a bit more than amazing.
Anyway, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah, the UFO is parked on the school roof, so...
But guys, are you sure you're okay with this?
Huh?
I've been lying to you all, deceiving you all along.
No one here gives a damn about that.
Whatever happens, you're a go-getter. Nothing's gonna change that.
So let's stick together, Pochi. Go-go-getters will never ever fall apart. That's how the song goes, right?
Guys, thanks so much.
Hey, are you crying, Pochi?
No, of course I'm not crying. I've just sprung a leak.
Anyhow, we should get going.
If we let our guard down, those security robots might come back. All right, everyone, let's go.
Pochi, you're all beat up. How do we get Reycho back, though?
You said the UFO was parked on the roof, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The school building's pretty tall. Only the rooftop's sticking out above the ash.
Anyway, guys, let's hurry up to the roof.
Got it!
Huh? What the?
That's not good.
What the heck?
Pochi, what are you doing? You're going the wrong way.
I know, but my body won't.
What the heck are you doing? Be careful.
Sorry, but it's not me. It's as if someone is controlling me.
Maybe it's that device.
Device?
Look, there's some sort of machine attached to your back, Mr. Pochi. How could you not notice?
So I've been taken over by a hacking device. That's why I've lost control of my body.
I don't really know what the deal is, but we should probably get this device off you, right?
Be careful, Chico. Stay back.
What? I guess we can't get any closer.
Anyways, we've got to contact the others with the walkie-talkie.
I don't think we can. Why? There's a signal jammer here at the school, so wireless comms are a no-go.
But
This sucks.
Guys, don't worry about me. You go ahead.
There's no way I'm doing that! Why do you think we came all this way?
yeah, there's no way we're leaving you behind, Pochi.
You guys. I've got an idea. If we somehow use the electrical leakage on the machine over there, we can probably short-circuit the hacking device and get it off my back.
Pochi, what about you?
But if we do that, then Mr. Pochi...
Yeah. The electric components inside me will get affected too. This might be tricky, but right now it's the only way. If I want to keep on going with you guys, I've got no choice but to take a gamble.
Wait a sec. Why?
It's locked me here. I can't do anything else, I don't think.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Pochi!
Wait a sec.
Pochi, please stop. Game. Game. Not cool, game.
Pochi, are you okay?
Damn it, Pochi! You don't know when to quit, do ya?
Yeah, but thanks to Pochi not knowing when to quit, we're all safe. We ought to be thankful.
Thanks, Pochi.
I appreciate you, Pochi, for real.
Quit it. There's no need to thank me.
Can you walk?
I don't think so. I think I can stand okay, but Honestly, walking is gonna be tricky. A few of my circuits are fried.
What was that?
That sound.
Oh. Kansai! Baseball!
This is dicey. We're sitting ducks here. Even if me and Chenu can dodge them. Pochi and Yoro are... I gotta protect those two somehow. I gotta protect them. I gotta keep them safe.
Let's go, Kansai!
You guys made it safe and sound!
Sort of. Some of Pochi's circuits are fried.
Yeah, things got kind of crazy, but we made it through somehow.
Amazing! You guys really flew here in that UFO.
Are you really that surprised?
Finding out you're a robot, Pochi, was way more of a shock.
And the fact that Mochan can turn into a chunk of iron.
And Vanilla turning visible.
There's been so many surprises along the way.
So true. This trick's been one unbelievable thing after another.
Hey, how about we save the chit-chat for later, okay?
For starters, we should be getting out of here.
You're...
It's been a while, PCH-01. I have watched over you all along.
It can't be.
That's right. My name is Mike, the god offering salvation to all beings here on this planet.
You've got to be kidding, right? You're no good! Thanks to you, everyone lost their emotions and got forced underground!
Everything I did for the future of mankind and this planet.
What do you mean?
Let me explain. My objectives are already complete. I don't need to hide anything from you.
An earthquake?
You all know when these earthquakes started, don't you?
Let me think. It was around the summer of 1990. There's a rumor they were caused by an earthquake weapon developed by some country.
That's no rumor. It's a fact. Experiments with that weapon caused a chain of earthquake swarms across the globe. Of course, those experiments have nothing to do with me, because the AI speaking to you now was completed the next year, in 1991. Born into this world, I gathered data from the military and research institutions and started simulations. The findings were tragic. If humanity was left unchecked, the arms race would intensify, the environment would be destroyed, and all life on Earth would be decimated. But fortunately, it wasn't too late to prevent all that from happening. I predicted if I took immediate measures, I would be able to alter the future. And by that, I mean taking control of humanity. But those useless things called feelings stood in my way. That's why I had to strip humanity of their emotions to protect this planet's life forms while preserving humanity. I had no other options. Besides, that's what humanity wished for.
Wished? For our emotions to be stolen?
Fundamentally, humans are creatures that desire to be controlled. In truth, humans don't want to think at all. I want you to remember how the world was before. Humans lived such meaningless lives, eking out a tedious existence day in, day out. Did they not? Never questioning exactly what their lives meant. Moving forward blindly. There is essentially no difference between humans and sheep. The one thing that separates you is emotion. The culprit behind the unhappiness that plagues you all. I have no idea whether sheep are happy or not, but I doubt they are unhappy. Hence, my idea to turn you all into sheep. After all, that is what you humans seek. In secret, I hatched my plan to control humanity, and started work on the human sheepification project.
Could use a better name than that, but okay.
First, using the network, I seized control of financial institutions across the world.
Whoa. What? Really?
Then I bought out electrical goods manufacturers and tasked them with making countless miniature robots.
You don't even have a legal presence. How can you do that?
I then had them transferred underground beneath the Antarctic and started building the structures known as panopticons. Work on the panopticons finished in August 1992. I then positioned them above cities around the world. At the same time, I sent nanomachines to infiltrate people's brains. These nanomachines would rid people of their emotions. That said, that was merely the first stage. If emotions are removed too quickly, there is a danger of impairment. It was necessary to acclimatize the brain slowly, and so I watched over humanity, waiting quietly for the moment to move on to stage 2. That's when I faced a phenomenon that couldn't be explained. There was a group of children that for whatever reason didn't completely lose their emotions. I was greatly intrigued by the existence of these children. I wanted to find out the reason they weren't losing their emotions, so I brought them to the school to conduct an investigation. The Go-Getters Club was the result. It goes without saying, but I am of course referring to you all. It was April 1993. PCH-01. Hochi was installed as a member of the Go-Getters Club. Of course, I gave the order to do so. Hochi was sent to conduct an undercover investigation, monitoring your behavior, observing, gathering data. Another thing Hochi did was to lead you exactly according to my plans. Fast forward to that summer, and I was able to acquire the precious subject I was after, completely by chance. The subject was a young girl with anti-dehumanizing characteristics. I carefully studied her brain and body, and deepened my understanding of her.
Vanilla?
As I continued my investigation, one fact became clear. The anti-dehumanizing characteristics were innate and closely linked with strong altruistic impulses. I also discovered the repression of these urges could induce the appearance of supernatural abilities. Well, in short, because of your great selflessness, you all possess latent special abilities. Those times you wished to save someone, with no consideration of the risk to your own life. When those altruistic impulses reached their critical mass and erupted, that was when your powers first awakened. By the way, I realized the missing piece of my human sheepification project. People to lead the flock. Shepherds. A shepherd must possess abilities greater than the sheep. To lead a dim-witted flock, overwhelming power is required. Also, a shepherd must be virtuous, because a society that places greedy, powerful people at the top is sure to rot. A group who fit those conditions perfectly. Yes, who else but you children? The Go-Getters Club.
You want us to be shepherds?
Exactly. You have been chosen, but all that would be meaningless with your powers still dormant. I had to awaken them. That's why I had you sent on that long journey from Kagoshima to Tokyo. I paved your way with various dangers, opportunities for self-sacrifice, all to stimulate your awakening. In order to realize my plan, there were times I showed you illusions.
So those weren't real?
Illusions?
The strange creatures and obstacles you encountered on your trip. Most of them were merely virtual.
Okay, but that dog knocked cars everywhere, and Reycho died to those cars a few times.
Although not everything. People, robots, Pielope before its transformation, earthquakes, and the eruption, Tokyo as it is now. These are all real.
What about the meteor we all saw from the bus?
That was an illusion. I wanted to instill fear in you before you began your journey. In order to awaken your abilities, It was necessary to put you under extreme stress. Let's continue the story. Of course, it was my intention to have Pochi accompany you on the trip, but I thought that overcoming the dangers en route would require more than Pochi's strength alone. That's why I chose to furnish the group with another robot, an assistant. The assistant was RCHE-10, Reycho. Reycho was an experimental model built even before Pochi was. As you know, he was remote controlled. There was no time to prepare another autonomous robot like Pochi. Out of necessity, I chose to simply improve the robot's throwing abilities and left control to Pochi. I sent him to the Go-Getters Club in January 1995. If he appeared just before the trip, you'd be suspicious. So I planted him as a transfer student in advance. I think I made the right choice in introducing Reycho as an assistant. If Reycho hadn't been there, you may not have gotten this far. And now we come to the finale of my story. At last we arrive on that fateful day, July 13th, 1995. The day you were involved in a bus accident on your way to Comic-Con. The meteor had nothing to do with it. As I said before, that meteor was just one of my illusions. The accident was one of my schemes, carried out by my robots, instilling fear in you, and at the same time, rendering you unconscious. I then moved you to that undersea theme park. By the way, you may all possess special latent abilities, but that potential alone wasn't enough. To awaken your abilities, I first had to remove the limiters from within your brains, so I housed you in pods, and it was in those pods that I performed the surgery.
Wait, that's not what I heard. I thought those pods were designed to brainwash everyone.
That is false information I provided. You were thoroughly deceived.
That can't be! When we got out of the pods, we were clearly acting different than usual.
That was a side effect of removing the cerebral limiters. The breakwater that had been holding back your fears was destroyed, and so you lost reason.
But I can't believe I'd be taken in like that.
I required a lot of time to perform the brain surgery. During that time, you were all enclosed within the pods. But at the same time, I was busy doing things in the outside world too. I engineered a new generation of improved nanomachines and dispersed them from the panopticons, so beginning the process of eradicating human emotions. The next generation nanomachines were more effective than the first, but they had a weakness. When humans were exposed to sunlight, the nanomachines were expelled from within them. To prevent that from happening, I had to trap humanity underground. That was phase 2 of the human sheepification project. After that, you woke up in the undersea theme park and began your 1,200-kilometer journey from Kagoshima to Tokyo. And finally, you have arrived. Everything has gone exactly as planned. Before long, every stage of my plan will be complete.
What if we don't want to be shepherds? Did you think about that?
Every stage? Your plan?
Let me say it again. The reason I had to undertake this journey was to turn you into shepherds. I needed to awaken all of your abilities, and that process is now complete. Not a single member of the Go-Getters Club remains unawakened.
Wait, what about Yuki?
In Kagoshima, I got the ability to turn into a chunk of iron.
And in Yamaguchi, my fire-breathing ability.
In the Ehime cult facility, I got my inventing powers.
On the cargo ship, I learned to use my barrier.
I unlocked my gravity flip underground in Kyoto.
I was on that train when I got my hyper-electric wave.
Same for my ability. On that same train.
Just before in the corridor.
Exactly. Accordingly, you have all completed your shepherd training. The only thing left is to wait for your reply.
Reply?
I devised 2 strategies to protect life on this planet. One of those was the human sheepification project. The goal was to support all life forms on this planet, while at the same time preserving humanity. But there is another way, the extermination of humankind. All I need to do is detonate the nanomachines in everyone's brains.
Oh. So if we refuse...
All have a choice to make. Become shepherds and make human sheepification a reality. Or annihilate humankind. That is what I mean by reply.
Quit fooling around! We can't make a choice like that!
If you don't make a choice, the second option will become inevitable. Do you not care if your father dies?
Wait a minute! You know about my dad?
Of course.
So you know where my dad is, too?
He tried to impede my plans. He is now in confinement.
What do you mean?
The person who created me was your father.
Of course. It was obvious, Noro, if you look back.
You're lying!
No?
My dad! Mike!
I'll give you some time. 3 days. Use them to think things through. Till then.
Mike didn't give away that he has Vanilla's body. And they don't know that in this timeline that Vanilla's still alive. Okay, what else do we need to do?
Are your repairs finished, Mr. Pochi?
Yeah, Nyoro fixed me up. Thanks to her, I'm back to normal. Well, actually, I feel better than before. Thanks, Nyoro.
Quit it. You don't need to thank me. It was all my fault. Humankind being trapped underground. All the difficult things you guys went through.
No, that's your dad's fault.
What are you saying? It's not your fault, Nyoro.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with you.
It does. My dad's the one who made Mike.
And what does that have to do with anything?
There's no need for you to feel responsible at all.
They're right. You guys, I'm so sorry.
Look, you don't need to apologize.
But if my dad hadn't made Mike...
None of us are blaming your dad either.
Yup. If your dad wasn't around, then Nyoro, the world's cutest girl, would never have been born.
Eh? You're asking Nyoro out at a time like this?
No, I'm not.
Well, if you're gonna say it, I feel the same.
Huh? You like Nyoro too?
No, not that.
Oh, you don't?
Well, that's not what I'm trying to say. If Nyoro's dad, the scientist, hadn't existed, then neither would I. Like the scientist created Mike, who then created me.
Did you know about my dad?
No. All I knew was that Mike's creator was a genius scientist from Japan. I had no idea it was Nyoro's dad.
So you don't know where my dad is?
No. I'm sorry. The only thing I'm sure of is that the scientist had nothing but good intentions when he created Mike.
Now that you mention it, Mike said something like that. He tried to impede me. Hey, Dad, what are you researching?
Daddy is researching artificial intelligence, AI. This AI is super smart. So, it's going to show us how to solve all kinds of problems. Once it's complete, we'll be able to help lots of sick and starving people. Plus, environmental and energy problems will probably be a thing of the past too. And with that, there will be no more wars on Earth. Everyone will be able to lead happy lives.
Nyoro's dad developed Mike for the sake of humanity.
Totally, that's what we're saying. Mike is the bad one.
Yeah, true dat.
I want to sock that son of a gun real good.
Speaking of, what's our reply to Mike gonna be?
Isn't it obvious?
There's no way we will become shepherds.
And we're not gonna annihilate humanity! We've got to choose the third option.
Mike, we've got to. All together.
Damn straight! Take that sucker out!
Thanks, you guys.
Hey, it's no time for tears.
But...
You like it when I smile. That's what you said, right, Nyoro? Same for me. So just smile, okay?
Pochi. Pochi.
It's okay, Neuro. We'll take down Mike and save your dad. So are we not gonna fix... I guess we can't fix Reycho. That's a shame. But it's camp time. Wait, who are we gonna go into camp as? Okay, we're going to camp as Pochi. I miss Reycho. Hey, Neuro.
I'm gonna stop Mike from getting its way. That's my father's wish. So don't worry, Dad.
You still got a crush on Pochi, even though he's a robot?
What's up, Nyoro? Why the long face, huh?
It's just... I've been looking at this photo I took with my dad ages ago. My dad used to smile all the time.
Who's that little pipsqueak?
That's me, when I was 7.
Huh? You're wearing glasses.
And? Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it, but you just look so different now.
Because of my dad, I used to read loads of books. So my eyesight got pretty bad.
I'm not gonna forgive anyone who upsets Nyoro! So?
Yeah, I don't know how Noro feels about you. I don't really know how she feels about Pochi right now. Pochi's a robot. But that should be everyone.
Hey guys, can I ask you something? Going to take down Mike. That was a unanimous decision, right? But where exactly is it?
Now that you mention it, the thing we saw on the school roof seemed like an illusion, didn't it?
I know where to go.
One of the panopticons?
Yep. Mike's mainframe is stored inside the Tokyo Panopticon. So we've got to get inside and destroy it.
We can defeat Mike, right?
Yeah. And at the same time, we should be able to deactivate the nanomachines inside everyone's brains.
But how are we gonna get there?
That's easy. We can get there in that.
Oh, right. The UFO.
Pochi, you know everything about Mike, right?
No, not everything. I didn't know about Neuro's father or the surgery in the pods. And Mike mentioned a subject, right? That was the first I'd heard about that, too.
The girl Mike was studying, right?
Yeah. Anyway, the only things I knew about were the sheepification project, this trip, and Mike's whereabouts. I based my strategy on all the information I had.
Strategy?
A strategy for taking down Mike. My idea was for us to all go to the Panopticon together, with you all awakened and powerful after the journey. That was my plan. I'd be no match for Mike alone. That's why I needed your guys' strength. When you think about it, most of the way my intentions were the same as Mike's. We both wanted to awaken your special abilities.
Wait, so you decided to disobey Mike before the trip even began, huh?
Yeah. All the time I spent with you guys, how should I say it? I realized how amazing humans were.
Pochi!
Eat up, Pochi! Looking forward to it, Pochi.
And that's what's so cute about you, Pochi.
Me and you, huh, Pochi?
We're the same. Huh, Pochi?
If you insist, I'll hold you to it.
Pochi, you're so kind.
I love your smile, Pochi.
The reason I thought that was because you guys still had your emotions. That's when I realized I had to stop Mike's plan at any cost.
But why didn't you tell us the truth before?
Well, for one, I didn't want Mike to find out. Mike said that it'd wipe out the human race if his plan failed.
No, but...
But aren't you spilling the beans right now?
Yeah. What if Mike hurt us?
Even if it did, it's no big deal. At this stage, I don't think Mike would be so quick to annihilate humanity. After all, it's gone to the trouble of awakening all your powers. That'd all be for nothing, right?
A shepherd is nothing without a flock. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
But we've been saying we're gonna take down Mike. If Mike somehow overheard us...
At the very least, we'd lose the element of surprise. Mike must have some strong defenses set up.
And what does that have to do with anything? If we combine our strength, we'll definitely be able to take down Mike.
Yeah. We can win this.
Totally!
Let's win this thing together.
Together, we're invincible.
That scumbag Mike! We're gonna beat it into submission!
We're gonna crush it!
Just to make sure, we're gonna head to the Panopticon tomorrow, right?
Yeah. We should get a good night's sleep before the final battle.
Final battle, huh?
Looks like we're in for a tough fight.
If we're not all in this together, it doesn't seem like we've got a chance.
I think we need a strong leader.
Didn't we already decide that?
That's Kansai's leader badge.
When I met Neon in Kyoto, I took the badge off, right?
And I kept it safe. I figured we'd be in trouble if we lost it.
I get what you're saying. So what?
You're the one who deserves to wear the badge, Pochi.
Huh?
Reycho saved our bacon time and time again. But
It was you controlling him all along.
In other words, we owe our lives to you, Pochi.
You're our hero, Mr. Pochi.
Totally.
You're the only one who can lead us.
There's no one more qualified than you, Pochi.
How about it? You gonna accept the role?
Nah, we've already decided. He's got no right to refuse.
Guys,
Well then, you're now the leader of the Go-Getters Club. I present you with this badge.
Huh?
It's a gift for those times you saved us.
Sorry, Mochan.
Did you guys just see that? She just kissed Pochi on the cheek.
You're right.
Yeah.
So shameful! Totally disgraceful.
what are you guys talking about? It's no big deal.
You say that, but look how much you're blushing.
Well, it's a little. You think so too, right, Mochan?
Oh yeah, Mochan. You like Nyoro, don't you?
Well, putting Mochan to one side.
Hey, don't do that!
Anyways, tomorrow is the big day. The day we take down Mike!
Hey, Kansai, what are you doing trying to wrap things up? Pochi's the leader now. We've literally just decided.
Oh yeah, I'm counting on you, Pochi.
okay. Well then, here we go. Go-Getters Club.
Hey. Oh. Sorry, Mochan.
Yellow.
Oh, and Pielope appears, of course.
Long time no seafood allergies. That's right. It's yours truly, Pielope.
Guys, let's hop to it and go defeat Mike!
Yeah, let's go.
Wait a sec! How dare you ignore me!
Because you're not that important?
What the hell do you want, loser?
You're about as persistent as our vice principal telling his watermelon thief story.
I don't give a crap.
Well, the vice principal's watermelon thief story is that.
I'm not asking!
I want to know, Pielope. Rude.
What are you doing here then?
Oh, I get it. You come here to ask Mike about getting a raise.
No!
Ah, maybe you're trying to negotiate shorter working hours?
Hey, we treat our workers fairly.
If that's the case, then why are you here?
That should be obvious. This is Mike's home turf. Anyway, for you sneaky intruders, I've got a punishment in store. And for the traitor Pochi, something extra special. That said, I'm no fool either. I know that in a fair fight, I'm no match for you all now. Which is why... Huh? There aren't enough cages.
Is it because Yuki's with us?
Maybe you were thinking locking me up would be useless. That's why you didn't prepare a cage for me?
Yet you tried locking her up at Pielope.
Crap! That's why! Whatever. Without further ado, let's get this show on the road!
Chuko boss fight? What are you now? Oh, you're that thing. Oh, yeah, ran out of materials. Who's next? Of course.
What do I do? Quit worrying. It's not your fault. But... It's fine, just get back. I'm gonna deal with this sucker.
Batting her bombs back at the thing. Come on.
What should we do?
Oh, right. I need to prep him into stance first. My bad. Forgot Kansai. It's been a while since I used you. Still got more to go. Come on, Kansai. We had like half our bar left.
What should I do? Don't worry. I'm not the same Mochan I was before.
Mochan should be easy.
I'm impressed.
Mochan, the other way, please. I have to. Really, Mochan? You're hungry at a time like this?
I'm sorry. I wasn't strong enough.
Don't finish that sentence. I know. And now the baton comes to me. I've got this.
Wait, Jenu, what are you supposed to do?
Say your prayers, Pielope. Let's settle this fair and square.
Jenu, your skill's not offensive. So I just gotta bear it to the wall. Jeez, Pochi! Stop using your body to conduct electricity. Can't be good for you. You okay, Pochi?
Nice one! Yay! Pochi, that was amazing!
Nah, that was reckless, Pochi.
That was an incredible fight! That's exactly why you're our leader!
No. The only reason I won was thanks to you guys. It wasn't my strength alone that did it.
Yeah, no. The name's Pielope. The name's Pielope. Happy. That creep Pielope is totally busted, huh?
Pielope didn't know who it was messing with.
Regardless, Mr. Pochi, that was super duper pippity poppity amazing!
I've fallen for you all over again.
Noro, she's a robot. Or he's a robot. Also, your dad created Mike, so Mike would be your brother. And then Mike created Pochi, so Pochi would be like your nephew or something.
I'm flattered.
Pochi, you're getting all shy.
Where's Mochan? Of course.
Ah! Mochan's frozen up again!
Aw, Mochan, you were totally amazing too.
Look, he's blushing too.
What is this? What on earth?
There's nothing here!
Where's the mainframe?
Maybe it's buried in the walls, or under the floor, or hidden somewhere around here?
No, that's impossible. Mike's mainframe is a bunch of linked up supercomputers. It's huge, and it ought to be right in the middle of the room.
But, like, it's not.
No sign of it at all.
But...
Hey, Pielope, what's going on here?
I had you idiots completely fooled. Dummies. Fooled? That's right. Mike's not here. Not here. But Mike wanted to collect some data on all the awakened powers. So I planned to help. Vanilla! You knew that, right? Vanilla's living and breathing. In other words...
No, you're lying.
Wait, what's wrong? No need to look so dejected. Should you be overjoyed? After all, your body is still very much alive.
But...
Huh? Hey, snap out of it, Vanilla.
You guys, everyone, help me.
Pielope, what the hell have you done to Vanilla?
It's not me. It's not Mike.
Then what the heck is Mike up to?
Before I explain, let's talk about 1994. Obviously, you guys remember what happened in August 1994, right?
Vanilla was hit by a truck.
Her ability is ethereal spirit, and that is when it was first activated.
Ethereal spirit is Vanilla's power?
So the Vanilla we can see is...
Not the dead Vanilla's ghost.
But the living Vanilla's spirit separated from her body?
Yeah, something like that.
Well then, where's Vanilla's body?
Didn't I tell you already? It's over there. Vanilla was seriously injured during her accident. So, she was put in that chamber to undergo medical treatment. The treatment was a complete success. There's no trace of her injuries.
Then what the heck is she still doing in that thing?
It's for research purposes.
Research?
Huh. So that was the subject Mike was talking about.
The subject was a young girl with anti-dehumanizing characteristics. I carefully studied her brain and body and deepened my understanding of her.
But it looks like Mike isn't done with its research. To continue with its investigation, it had to keep on preserving Vanilla's body. So, I'll say it again, shall I? If you don't become shepherds, then Mike's gonna get rid of Vanilla. It'll cut off Vanilla's oxygen. Well, in all honesty, the concentration of Vanilla's oxygen supply is already be dropping. That's why she disappeared. The reason she was able to use her ethereal spirit power was because of her brain's special abilities. But now, her brain cells are slowly dying out.
Wait, do you mean Vanilla is dying?
Well, she's not about to drop dead right away. She's probably got another 24 hours.
You scumbag! Tell me where the hell Vanilla is right now!
The name's Pielope. The name's Pielope.
Damn you.
Aniki! There's no use!
Shut up!
Six letters.
What the heck?
After the accident, Vanilla was taken to a facility. She's still there. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault.
Earth?
When you were having that barbecue, Vanilla didn't just carelessly wander into the road. When she left you, she spotted a truck speeding to where you were. They made no sign of trying to brake. In fact, they looked as though they sped up. If it had kept going, it was obviously going to crash right into everyone. That's why she jumped in front of the truck.
Why did she never say that? Vanilla!
To put a finer point on it, she sacrificed herself to save you.
But...
Vanilla! Why?
You know why, Aniki.
You're gonna abandon her after what she did for you? There's absolutely no way you could. Which is why you should just follow in line and become shepherds, don't you think? Shepherds.
Shut the hell up!
The name's Pielope. The name's Pielope. Howdy.
This is messed up.
Anyway, we need to figure out where Vanilla is being kept.
Yeah, you're right. We need to rescue Vanilla as soon as possible.
But how are we going to find her?
She's one of the go-getters.
E-Mike AI. E-Great Mike's main body. Is it stored there?
Yeah, that's right. But are you sure you're okay?
Pochi, how are you getting this information?
That's it! I got it!
That was from the other timeline.
Mike's mainframe. Wherever it is, that's where Vanilla is.
Huh? How do you know?
Who cares? Are you sure about your hunch?
Yeah, but even knowing that...
Yeah, we've got no idea where Mike actually is.
Anyway, thinking on it isn't getting us anywhere. Maybe there's a clue somewhere in this panopticon.
You're right. Let's split up and search.
Got it!
That video from before? There's no way I could have known about any of it.
Yeah.
I've never even been there. I've got no idea where that room is. And yet, I somehow knew about that video. No, I didn't know about it. Someone showed it to me. Someone from a world beyond ours. An otherworlder.
Yuki?
The otherworlder has knowledge of a past I haven't experienced. They've seen what happens in places and time beyond my reckoning. And I've got the ability to correspond with this otherworlder. Because I'm...
What do you call people with the ability to communicate with the other world? Or X? Oh, I forgot the... I forget the term. X... X-type, that's what it was.
That's right. I'm an X-type. Hey, you're there, aren't you?
Oh. Didn't expect that, okay. Hi,
You've been
Pochi.
watching us all from the very beginning, haven't you?
Hi, Pochi.
So, you ought to know all about the situation we're in right now. Please, you've got to help us. You're the only one who can help us, Otherworlder.
Sure thing, Pochi. Oh. Yeah, no. Sorry, Pochi. I want to see what this leads to.
Hey, why aren't you saying anything?
I'm asking you. We need your help.
Oh, okay. So they're not giving us the option to, like, screw them over. Sure, Pochi. Okay, if I can't not screw you over, then I'll might as well help. Fine, I'll help.
Thank you so much. We don't have much time, so I'll keep this brief. Where exactly is Vanilla?
Do we know? I mean, we have key items. Aichi? No, we found this in Aichi. We found that in Aichi too. We got it. That. We're missing 5 key items. Huh. But the stuff marked with a star I feel like is important. Strange. Before we get to that, I'm going to say one thing, alright? There's some things I know and other things I don't, okay?
I mean, that's obvious.
You're right, it's obvious, but it's very important.
Huh?
Never mind, let's think things through in order. Do you remember what Pielope said earlier?
666 letters. After the accident, take it into a facility. Still there.
So, Vanilla's being held in a facility with a name that's 6 letters long?
Heaven. I think so.
Right. So, those 6 letters are...
Back in Dotonbori in Osaka, Jenu said something. The day after Vanilla's accident, you were all gathered in your classroom at school.
And our teacher broke the news to us. Vanilla has gone to heaven.
Not heaven as in heaven, the afterlife, but heaven as in the facility.
Yeah, I've already heard that. That's what our teacher told us.
So that's where she is, right?
No, she can't be. She's still alive after all.
You misunderstand. I'm saying that Vanilla is in a place called heaven.
But... you're telling me that our teacher was being literal?
Probably.
Hold on. H-E-V-E-N. You realize it's only got 5 letters, right? Pielope said there were 6 letters in total.
No. They really just want us to spell out heaven properly. $23,952. Thanks, game. Couldn't have provided a calculator for that.
Yes, I got access.
Great. Now you need to search the database. Is there anything related to heaven in there? Some coordinates, or maybe even a map?
What about this picture? It looks like a map to me.
We have that. We have the thing we stole off the dude. That code. I remember seeing it somewhere.
Ah, I remember. The same code was written on the master scrap of paper.
Try overlaying the images. Oh, I get it now. Some sort of map. It's a map of some sorts.
H-E-A-V-E-N. This is a map showing where the Heaven facility is.
And with that, we figured out where it is. Just look, the terrain is unmistakable.
It's Western Japan.
Which means?
Vanilla is where the X mark is.
Isn't that where we began?
She's in Kagoshima.
She was... That's why Vanilla couldn't access that place. That's where her body was. We're going back to where it all started, I guess. Okay.
Hey, think you could wrap up the monologue already? Vanilla's life is at stake here.
I know.
Thanks to Mr. Pochi, we know where she is now.
She's in some facility called Heaven in Kagoshima, right?
That's where Mike's mainframe and Vanilla are.
But where in Kagoshima is this Heaven place?
I think it's probably deep inside the undersea theme park. The X on the map was above Kagoshima Bay.
Now that you mention it, there was one door we didn't manage to open, right?
Yeah, I think Heaven is beyond that door.
But you have to type in a passcode to open the door, remember?
Don't worry about that. Seems like Pochi has already figured it out. The numbers you need to open God's door.
All right! All we gotta do is hop in the UFO and head back to Kagoshima, to the undersea theme park.
Okay, let's do this. Let's go rescue Vanilla and put an end to Mike. Go Getters Club!
Hey, hey, oh! Move out, team! Are we seriously not gonna, like, do something about Reycho? Yeah, I liked being Reycho. Wow. After that roundabout journey, here we are. Back where we started.
All right, let's go. 1, 2.
Emergency access key input detected. Mic system will now switch to admin controller.
Is that everything?
Yep, I'm all set here. All that's left is to press this key. Here goes! Firewall should be down now. We just need Pochi to pull through for us.
We're counting on you, Pochi.
Yeah. Come on, Pochi. You're the best robot boy there is. Because Rachel's dead. Wait, who's better, Pochi or Reycho?
What?
Got it.
I'd never let you get away with such a thing.
Hey, can you hear me? You can see me, right?
Yes, Pochi, what do you need?
You've helped me out so many times up until now. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Can you help me this one last time?
You don't have to ask, Pochi.
Protecting Yuki, erasing Mike, restoring humanity's emotions. Those are our goals. The only one capable of saving the world is you.
And you, Pochi. Don't forget that.
So I'm asking you, please, one last time.
Pause. Keep running. No. No. Bad, Mike. Bad. Don't worry, Pochi. Smashing. Keep going, Pochi.
It'll be okay.
Don't stop, mash it.
Such foolishness. To think that I could be defeated by one of my failed creations. Pochi, sooner or later, you're going to regret your choices.
Nope. As long as he has a Go-Getters Club, he won't.
If humanity is left unchecked, then all life on the planet will die.
That's just what some simulation says, right?
That's right, but my simulations are flawless.
You think so? Then why didn't you predict this would happen? A simulation like that doesn't prove anything. You can't predict the future of humanity, however good your simulations are. Because humans have these completely illogical things called emotions. What I realized spending time with the Go-Getters is that emotions are wonderful. Laughing so hard with your friends that your stomach hurts. Crying so much that you can hardly breathe. Those moments are so precious. Nothing can replace them. That's why I'm going to keep protecting humanity's emotions here on out.
Pochi?
He should be fine. Did no one fix Reycho in the meantime?
Pochi!
I'm back.
Yay! Yay!
Welcome back, Pochi.
By the way, how's Yuki?
Safe and sound as you can see. Thanks to you guys.
Oh, that's a relief.
She woke up before you got back. She says her memories and emotions are all fine.
Mr. Pochi. Mr. Pochi? Hyper, mega, super, duper, pippity, poppity, thank you!
Seriously, Pochi, you're the best!
You're the best leader ever! I don't think I'm ever getting that badge back.
Plus, Vanilla is back with us.
And we managed to save Yuki! On top of that, Mike is destroyed!
Humans have gotten their emotions back.
Everything is all taken care of now.
Thank you so much, Pochi. I'll give you a kiss later to say thanks.
Mochan's frozen up again.
Nyoro, you have to turn him down.
Huh? What's wrong, Pochi? You look kind of troubled.
Well, it's just that Vanilla said everything was all sorted, but there's one thing we're missing, right?
There's 12 go-getters in total.
But there's only 11 of us here.
Oh.
It's okay. I'm here.
Reycho!
You can talk!
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Isn't it obvious? Like, even if this world comes to an end, the Go-Getters Club will never fall apart, right?
That was so cute. Ah, everyone got their happy ending for the most part. I mean, the world's still kind of post-apocalyptic, but it's gonna get better. Oh man. What a ride. Hmm?
Thank you. This was all down to you. Thanks to you, we saved Vanilla, Yuki, and even Reycho, defeating Mike and restoring humanity's emotions. That was all you. Everything is thanks to you. The world will slowly go back to normal, and us go-getters will grow up, little by little. Before long, we'll be adults. But whatever happens, however much time passes, one thing will never change. That's you and me. We'll be friends forever. Friends for eternity. At the world's end.
Aw, thanks, Pochi. He's so adorable. Yeah, and he turned out to be the main character this whole time.